Thank you for joining us. I think I had a little bit of a technical difficulty at the beginning, but that's fine. I'm just glad that all of you guys are here to listen to this great webinar. We have JP from Giving Tuesday. He's the director of Giving Tuesday Latin America and the Caribbean. And we have Jonita Blanco. She was a former Giving Tuesday director for Puerto Rico, and now she's a consultant for fundraising. And we have Stephanie Kinsell, the co-founder of NEDDIE, and yours truly, Laura Kinsell, the founder and CEO of NEDDIE. If by any chance you join this meeting and by mistake and you want to join the one in Spanish, the one in Spanish will be in an hour. So if you do, just shoot us a message here. Stephanie can give you the link for the other one. I know that I saw one or two people that wanted to be in the Spanish one that registered in the English one. Without further ado, I would like to invite JP to talk a little bit about what's Giving Tuesday, give us some examples of how Giving Tuesday has been successful with nonprofits worldwide, and maybe some tips, some recommendations on what to do on getting ready and preparing for Giving Tuesday.
Yes, of course. So hello there, everyone. It's nice being here with you. I'm guessing you are all in your morning. Here in Brazil, it's actually afternoon. No, maybe a few of you might be like in Easter time, so 1 p.m. I'm in Brazil. I'm based in Brazil. I'm based in São Paulo. I don't know if you've ever been to Brazil. Any of you is following us here. Brazil is a huge country, big as almost as big as the US, actually. And I live in São Paulo. So in São Paulo right now it's 2 p.m. It's a sunny day out there. And for us, summer is coming, not winter. So seasons are the other way around. So, well, thank you, Laura and Stephanie, for inviting me to be here, inviting Giving Tuesday to be here and share a little bit about our work and our movement, our amazing movement. Before I share my slides with you, I want to, well, ask you one thing. Feel free to introduce yourselves here in the chat. I think the chat's open to everyone, so feel free to say where you're coming from, who you are, which organization you're part of, where in the US you are. I probably won't have visited your city or state, but I am making a list of American states that I visit. And I'm around 10 to 12 out of the 50. So I'm getting there. I've visited all the 27 Brazilian states. So I'm off to the US right now. And so my first request, please do share about you in the chat. And also, I want to just say a little bit about me. Before I joined Giving Tuesday as a director for Latin America and the Caribbean, I was the leader for Brazil. So I learned about the movement back in 2012 when it was founded. I was leading the Brazilian Fundraisers Association. So I've been working with fundraising for many years now. Actually, I stayed as the CEO for the Brazilian Fundraisers Association. I worked as the CEO for 8 years. And before being the CEO, I was the chair of the board. So I worked for the Brazilian Fundraisers Association for around 15 years. And I saw Giving Tuesday happening in the US. It grew. I mean, you Americans are really good in understanding ideas or movements like this, where you can actually embrace it, make it yourself, and run your own campaign under umbrella. That's the idea of Giving Tuesday. But we didn't have anything like that in Brazil. And we lack, in Brazil and in many other countries in the region, we lack this spirit of actually asking for donations. And we have plenty of nonprofits in Brazil. We have almost 1 million nonprofits in Brazil, organizations doing social works, serving the country. And we did not have the idea of giving days, the concept of giving days. So when I learned about Giving Tuesday, I saw it as an opportunity for us in Brazil to actually start promoting the idea of bringing people together at least once a year and ask for their support, ask for their giving, ask for their love towards our organization or cause. And Giving Tuesday in Brazil and in many other countries in the region has been a great opportunity for us to engage our nonprofits into getting closer to their communities and running movements or campaigns that will actually leverage their own fundraising. And that's the spirit, and that's been happening in the US for many years now. So let me share my screen. I have a few slides to share with you in my poor English. Sorry for my accent, but I'm always learning, as we all are. Let me say hello to those who have actually introduced themselves. So we have people from Seattle, uh, Nick from Seattle. We have Phoenix, Robbins, also from Seattle. We have people coming from Puerto Rico as well. Wow, people from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. So many, there are many of you. There are plenty of you. I won't be able to say hello to all of you, but to all of you, my regards and welcome. Thank you for being here, and I hope you come visit us in Brazil soon. Visit me in Brazil actually soon. Come for Carnival, come for New Year. So you already know about this. Giving Tuesday was founded back in 2012 as a simple idea to encourage people to do good. It has remained with this idea to encourage people to do good. What has changed is that it started in New York under the leadership of an organization called 92nd Street Y in New York. And from there, it grew into a movement that's present in over 100 countries right now. So millions of people engage every year to celebrate generosity, to give, and to support doing good around the world. Our motto, our mission runs around the idea of radical generosity. This expression that we have created, it means the idea that generosity is expressed as a mutuality, reciprocity, solidarity. Generosity as a value based in our shared humanity. We talk about generosity a lot. We believe that generosity is a way to change the world into a better world for everyone. And the organizations, the nonprofits can actually engage into Giving Tuesday to run their own local movements to promote generosity and to grow their own causes. This is our CEO, Asha Kura. You can find about her online. This is only a short quote from her. Thinking about giving only in terms of money is like thinking about love only in terms of diamonds. Generosity means, and giving means actually doing good. And generosity can be expressed in many ways, that not only money. As organizations, as nonprofits, in most cases, we do need to engage people to give financially to us. That's very important because we need to keep our organization running. We need to pay our bills. We need to pay our staff. We need to be able to have enough resources to make a difference into people's lives. So Giving Tuesday can be a very powerful tool into achieving that. This is our network, our web, more a web than network. Actually, Giving Tuesday is in the middle, and we have many projects. I won't get into details. The idea here is not to explain much about Giving Tuesday, but actually to inspire you on how Giving Tuesday can leverage your work, how you can make the most by engaging with Giving Tuesday. So I just wanted to give you an idea, a broad idea of our web. We have country movements. We have a strong data commons team with we're doing a lot of research on giving and philanthropy. We have a fellowship, we have community campaigns, youth movement, and so on, so forth. So just so you know, a few results coming from the US last year, 34 million people engaged with Giving Tuesday last year. So it's 34 million is more than many countries around the world. Only in the US engaging in doing good on Giving Tuesday. 18 million people donated money. 14 million people gave voice, so promoted causes. 8 million people volunteered, and 10 million people gave goods last year in the US. And I'm sure that a few of you here probably were part of the movement already. I hope that your organizations were able to secure some of that 18 million dollars donated by people on Giving Tuesday alone in the US. In the world is much more than that. And this is something that actually it's very important for me to share with you because when people engage on Giving Tuesday, it actually makes them even more generous towards the social sector, towards doing good. So you can see here from our research, from the work we do on Giving Tuesday, 84% of people who were aware of Giving Tuesday told us that they inspired them to be more giving, to be more generous. And 52% said that they donated on Giving Tuesday to be part of a bigger group of people doing good. It's a movement. And your organization can engage as part of this movement to inspire generosity in your community, to bring people to support your cause, to engage families and communities to actually become partners of the work you do. And Giving Tuesday, you can frame it locally if it makes sense to your organization to promote your own district or your own city. You can frame it nationally because Giving Tuesday is all around the United States. It's still the biggest country, the country where Giving Tuesday is more active around the world, but you can also frame your movement as part of a global movement of of people doing good. So a global movement of countries and organizations coming together to change the world into the world that we want to live in. So there are many opportunities for your organization here to use and leverage your fundraising by embracing Giving Tuesday and being part of the movement. A few notes here, a few points here that are important for me to share, and also that I feel will inspire you as when you think of Giving Tuesday. Giving is not competitive. There is this idea, especially in the US, there is this idea that we are competing with each other for people's donations. Well, Giving Tuesday has shown us, and we've been studying that the nonprofits who join Giving Tuesday and carry on promoting their giving campaign, then that people are not seeing them as competitors, and they actually leverage their own funding, their own fundraising. They raise more than those who actually don't participate on Giving Tuesday. So there's a strong argument here for you to join the movement and be part of it, because it will help you raise even more funding for your cause. Data shows that the opportunity for in-person and convene a sense of urgency. So Giving Tuesday also helps you harness this seasonal behavior that people already have towards Christmas and the end of the year. It's also important to share that actually noise helps. Uh, Talking about Giving Tuesday, making people aware about the movement, people hearing about it through many sources helps them to become more generous. So instead of speaking less about giving and generosity and Giving Tuesday, we should be speaking more, because by reaching people in so many ways through so many tools from so many media, it will help them actually activate their generosity side. And also, it's important to know and share that people give in many ways. So, and most people actually don't give only money. Most people give money, but also give time or give goods or promote your cause online. People give their time to promote your cause, and you can engage them not only by asking their money, but also by asking their support and to share your movement within the network. So I know in the US, you message, you text a lot. Here in Brazil and in many other countries, we have WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp a lot. And on Giving Tuesday, I get a lot of Giving Tuesday asks on WhatsApp. And I have this principle or this idea that I will give to any nonprofit that actually ask me, that make an ask on through WhatsApp on Giving Tuesday, because it's quite common in Brazil. It's one of the many ways that we have to reach people and talk about our movement, talk about our campaign on Giving Tuesday. So just I'm already moving towards the end of my presentation. I've told Laura and the girls here that I talk too much, and that's me talking in English. Imagine in Portuguese, but I have a three or four more slides only to share with you with ideas and suggestions on how you can uh, uh, leverage your participation, the participation of your organization within the Giving Tuesday movement. So Giving Tuesday is it's an opportunity for you to build a moment together with your community, with your supporters, with your staff, your employees, with your partners. Giving Tuesday helps you create that moment together and leverage the work you've been doing on your own fundraising strategy. There are a few tips here. I will share this deck with you. I will ask Laura to see if she can forward this with you, because there are many links that you'll be able to access through here. Also, do engage community, build the community to get together. You can either engage, you can either be part of Giving Tuesday on your own, with your own organization, or you can bring other organizations that work in your community or in the same cause as you and run a community campaign together. You can engage your district, you can engage your school, you can engage your city hall, build community together, take the opportunity that Giving Tuesday is a global movement, doing good, rally ambassadors, email to your supporters, do a lot. That's you have with Giving Tuesday an opportunity to increase the work you've been doing by bringing more people, creating this sense of community. And there are, at least in the US, over 300 community campaigns already doing that. And finally, do keep the energy going together. Giving Tuesday, we celebrate it once a year. We make a big fuss, a big party. This year, you already know that December 3rd. So it's in pretty much a month and a few days. We will be celebrating Giving Tuesday this year, but keep that energy going together. So if you bring more partners, if you're working with companies, if you're working with families, if you are working with communities, keep the energy going together for after Giving Tuesday. Do not be part of Giving Tuesday thinking of it as a single fundraising day, but actually use it to create a momentum that will help you leverage your fundraising and your work throughout the year. And then towards the next Giving Tuesday, as you know, the date changes. It's linked to Thanksgiving Day every year. And finally, some more piece of evidence here to inspire you even more on engaging in Giving Tuesday. 82% of participating organizations use Giving Tuesday to experiment or try something new. Don't be afraid to try, to test, to experiment a new idea by having Giving Tuesday as your excuse to do that. So for example, if you wanna try something completely different for your communication, use Giving Tuesday to do that. Giving Tuesday is open as a movement. You can change the colors, you can change the logo, you can use your own logo, your own colors, you can approach people your own way. There's no rule there's no one saying you should do like this. So take the opportunity that Giving Tuesday is out there, is a way for you to experiment, to try new things, maybe to build new partnerships, to run a matching campaign, who knows, or to engage in a new audience, to work with churches, to work with schools, whatever, it's out there. It's an opportunity for you to try, for your organization to experiment. And who knows, if you succeed next year, you can do even more. Or if the experiment doesn't go as well as you'd like, next year you can try something new. It's going to be there next year, and you're going to be promoting generosity year after year. So my last slides, my last slide here, a link for you to access. So we have our own website, givingtuesday.org, United States, focused on for targeting United States organizations, American organizations and American communities. You can access there and download whatever content you feel it's relevant to you as a nonprofit, as a non-civil society organization, or even if you're a part of a community, a church, a corporate, feel free to access there and download whatever you want. Again, this content will be shared with you. You have access to all of the links. I leave you with a few pics, a few photos of Giving Tuesday activations, most of them in the US. as you can see. And there are so many campaigns around there, and there's so much room for you and your organization to engage on Giving Tuesday and promote generosity within your community and grow your supporters base. So this is what I had to share with you for my 15 minutes. I think I kept it around it, if I'm not mistaken, but we will have some time for questions and answers for Q&A coming from you. Thank you for the opportunity. Again, thank you, NEDDIE, for the invitation, and my friends for letting me be here with you.
Yes, no, JP, thank you so much. And, you know, you said several things that I was like, oh, that's so important to tell them, right? One of them was Giving Tuesday is already a movement. It's out there that day, and even ramping up to that day. Everyone, it's in everyone's ears and everyone's screens. Everyone knows that it's Giving Tuesday and everybody's preparing for Giving Tuesday. Use that marketing to your advantage. Like, use that. It's already out there. All you have to do is like, hey, I'm participating too. And of course, do your own marketing and showcase that what your nonprofit is doing. So, you know, people also donate to your nonprofit. And like he said, new ideas. If you have any cool idea that you want to do on that day that is different, that makes you stand out, like, go ahead and do it. And I think I wanted to remember one more thing that you said. Oh, yes, very important, that I really liked is after Giving Tuesday, continue doing like that. If you already have the hype and the branding of the what happened on Giving Tuesday, continue throughout the year with that. Don't use only that day, just continue the movement throughout the year. So I think those were very important, JP, very important points. Thank you for sharing. Your presentation was amazing, and I'm wondering if anybody has any questions that they want to ask JP. Now is the moment. It can be anything about Giving Tuesday, about other nonprofits that have participated, or anything that maybe JP has expertise on. We'll give you like maybe a minute to see if you guys have questions.
We can also take questions in the end if they come up with them later.
Oh, okay. So we will be sending at the end of the webinar, we will be sending all of those slides and the resources for you guys to have, the toolkits, and for you guys to have all the information you need for a successful Giving Tuesday. So if we don't have any questions right now, I'm going to continue with the presentation. It's now my turn to talk to you guys about how NEDDIE is helping nonprofits during Giving Tuesday. And I know that some of you might not know what NEDDIE is, and some of you do, so bear with me for the ones who know. I'm Laura. I'm NEDDIE's CEO and founder. NEDDIE has many different products, but the main product is we are a nonprofit marketplace. It's just imagine, just like if when you go to Amazon, it's a marketplace for many vendors, or you go to Kayak and it's a marketplace for flights. NEDDIE is a marketplace for nonprofits, and it's a way for donors to easily find nonprofits all in one place. And let me share here with you my presentation. Okay, can you see my presentation? Sorry, I can't see you guys, so give me 1 second.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, this opened up. Okay, here we go. Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So what are we doing at NEDDIE? One of the first things that I wanted to do, just so you know, I was a nonprofit founder, and I did encounter the same issues all nonprofits encounter from the beginning, and that is, how do we fundraise every single day and stay afloat, correct? So we are exposing great causes and changing how people give back. How are we exposing great causes? As I told you, we are have a marketplace for nonprofits where donors can easily come and search for all of you. Our nonprofits are nationwide, including Puerto Rico. And even though we have some bigger nonprofits, our focus is small to medium-sized nonprofits. When we started creating NEDDIE, we went to donors and we asked donors, who do you donate to? And usually they would say the bigger nonprofits, right? Red Cross, United Way, Make-A-Wish, because those are the ones that have the marketing, right, to reach these donors. And there's so many, there are 1.8 million nonprofits in the United States, and I wanted people to get to know them all. So that's how we approach this. We are approaching this by putting all of them in one place, in a place where donors can come in and search for you easily. Okay, so how do we help nonprofits? We have different products, we have different programs. Today, we're going to touch only the nonprofit marketplace and Purpose Match, which is our program for Giving Tuesday. But I did want to tell you a little bit about NEDDIE and what we do. We create exposure to nonprofits on our nonprofit marketplace. We give donors services and we create relations with them. So with donors, we engage with them through social media, through educational posts. We have a blog for them specifically for donors. And we have newsletters that they receive every month with what's new in social impact, which nonprofits are out there making a difference. So that's how we keep our very close relationship with donors. We also provide services for them. So NEDDIE is not only for nonprofits. Donors also have they have their profile where they can track their donations, see all the donations and all the impact that they have done throughout the year, and they can connect with nonprofits. We also have a product called Grant Central. This is a grant database. We provide active grants from all over the United States, including Puerto Rico. And we also provide foundation data, corporation data for nonprofits to be able to connect with them. One of the new things that we added to our Grant Central product is we have an integration of AI now that can help you brainstorm on drafting grant proposals or drafting emails. So, and looking for grants. So it's a really cool new integration that we have on Grant Central. Now let's talk about our programs. We have two programs right now. We have Influencers for Good and Purpose Match. Purpose Match, we will be talking about Purpose Match more at the end of the presentation. Influencers for Good is a way we connect influencers to nonprofits and for influencers to market nonprofits fundraisers to their followers. And that way their followers can donate to nonprofits. And it has been a very, very good program. We've had several nonprofits that have fundraised with influencers, and they have been a success. And then we also have resources. We have a blog that we provide all information for nonprofits, anything they need. We even had, the other day, we had somebody that wanted to become a 501c3. They didn't know how to. I'm like, go to our blog. We even have that. Like, we have how to create a nonprofit, how to organize it, how to write grants. So we have a lot of good resources on our blog. And we also have a forum. This forum is only for nonprofits, and it's where nonprofits can connect with other nonprofits that are on NEDDIE, and they can ask questions, share data that they have, or share news articles. They can actually message each other. So it's a really nice way for nonprofits to stay connected to each other as a community. So this is our search engine for NEDDIE, the nonprofit marketplace. One of the things that when I was a nonprofit founder, one of the things I saw is that there are many products out there that help nonprofits. They help nonprofits with creating really cool fundraisers, really nice fundraisers that donors like, or working with CRM and managing donor data. But I never saw a place where I could find a nonprofit. I would just go to Google, right? Go to Google and search, okay, which nonprofits are helping with the hurricane? Now, you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can come here and search for specific causes that you're looking for, even by location, by categories, by keywords. Anything that you're looking for, you can find it here on NEDDIE. And I will show you a little bit about the back end on how you guys get connected to this marketplace. This is the nonprofit dashboard and the nonprofit profile. This is all connected to you, and you are the one who runs this, right? So with the nonprofit dashboard, we made it very simple for you to be able to see your campaign, see what's important, right? See your campaign's progress, manage donations and donor data, download reports, edit your profile. And we'll discuss your profile in a second. Your profile is what donors see. So this is how you edit it. And you can add different ways that donors can donate to you via a wish list if you have a wish list, or a marketplace if you have a store. Many nonprofits like sell t-shirts for their 4K, or they sell baseball caps, or some nonprofits sell toys or computers. So this is a way to connect your marketplace and the connection to all of our other programs. You can do it all from here. Now, what's important with the nonprofit profile, and this pertains to Giving Tuesday. If you're on the NEDDIE profile, and this is a great way for donors to come to one place to find on Giving Tuesday which causes they want to donate to. When you have your nonprofit profile, it's like a mini website of your nonprofit. We have a little bit of information regarding your nonprofit. We have the different ways to donate. You can donate directly, marketplace, or wish list. We have your fundraiser. If you click on your fundraiser, they click on donate now, a page with all the information regarding that fundraiser. They can have a longer description of that fundraiser and a way to check out and pay with credit card. And also you have your impact. You want to show your donors how are you helping people? What are your results? How are you putting your donations to use? And this is a great way to show them. All of this is connected also to your website. For example, if I read this, I'm a donor and I want to know more about them, I can actually click on visit website and I can go to your website and read more about you. Or if I click on learn more, I can go to your website and learn more about what you're doing as an impact. So it's still connected, very connected to the nonprofit. But we offer donors here on NEDDIE a safe way to donate, and a way to track their donations, and a way to easily digest all the information in your website in just one page. So those are the things that we do offer donors. We also offer a way for you to share your social media so you can gain followers as well. And one of the things that is coming up, you can't see it here, but we are also going to, by the end of this month, we're going to start accepting ACH bank transfers. So bigger foundations, bigger donations can be made when credit card doesn't cut it. So now we will be able to accept those bigger donations. Also, one more thing is that on NEDDIE, the fundraisers, you can actually share them. So you can share them to social media. Your donors can share it to social media. It has that integration and is really easy to do. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else to explain from here before moving to Purpose Match, but I think that's it. One of the things that you have to have in mind is that the NEDDIE nonprofit profile is like, just imagine like your Facebook, right? If I go to your Facebook, you're a nonprofit, I go to your Facebook and I see that the last post you posted was in 2020, I'm going to think that you're inactive, or I'm going to think that, I don't know if I should, donate to them. Because even though if you have a website, people also look through your social media to see if you're still active, is still working, if it's okay to donate. So the same thing goes for the NEDDIE nonprofit profile. It's just like that. When donors come, if they see an old fundraiser, they're probably not going to donate to that fundraiser because it's old. Or if they see pictures or impact that says, oh, we impacted this community in 2020, they're probably going to think that you're inactive. So it's very good to keep the nonprofit profile on NEDDIE active and up to date. So whenever donors come in, they know that you're still going and that everything is fine. Something to have in mind, us at NEDDIE, we give free marketing to nonprofits. So what we do is, as a whole, we market you through our social media, with influencers, through ads. We market your nonprofit specifically if there's something special happening. For example, if it's breast cancer awareness month, we are probably going to promote that's Cancer Association from Puerto Rico because it's breast cancer awareness month. So we are always marketing our nonprofits. We're always putting them out there, and we're also showcasing them in our newsletter to all the donors that have donated through NEDDIE. So it's very, very good to keep your profile up to date. And now let's talk about Purpose Match. Okay, every year we participate with Giving Tuesday. We love Giving Tuesday. We love that day. And one of the things that we love is the unity of having donors from all over the world coming together for this one day to uplift all of you. So it's a very special day for us. So we get involved as well. Since 2021, we've been participating by matching donations with all nonprofits on NEDDIE. What we do is we ramp up, we market your nonprofits, we market that day, and on that day, we see you at work, right? We see you at work with getting donations in through NEDDIE, and then at the end, we match dollar for dollar. So last year, we raised $40,000. Well, nonprofits on NEDDIE raised $40,000, and it was a really good year. And we had donors from all over the world, literally, like not only from the United States. We also had donors from Puerto Rico donating to nonprofits in the United States and vice versa. We had donors from Canada and the UK. So our reach is not only the United States, it goes beyond the United States. We are expecting that this year will be far more because every year we've been growing more and more. And one of the things that Purpose Match is preparing for, and we're very excited, is that we are expanding. Instead of just NEDDIE giving back to the community, we are opening our doors for small to medium-sized businesses to join us in the match. So we're going to be opening this entire month of November. We're going to be accepting small to medium-sized businesses that want to get their employees involved, or that they want to also match and give a donation. So that's very exciting for us, and that's why we want so many nonprofits to join us on this special day, because we want to match your donations, and we want businesses also to match your donations. And then I wanted to add, this is our website, but I wanted to add some words that I wrote specifically, and I didn't want to leave anything out. So a few tips. NEDDIE is not the only company doing donations. You have companies like Give Butter. I don't know if you've heard of Give Butter. Give Butter last year did matching of donations, but they did it differently. It was like a competition, which was like the nonprofit that had the most creative fundraiser and something else, but it was more like a competition. And I think just a few nonprofits won the match, so it wasn't all of them. So you guys can experiment and see which companies are out there doing matching programs or doing special programs for Giving Tuesday. What I will recommend, and just as a recommendation, if you want to do or be involved in any of these programs, try to choose one program. When you have too many programs or want to be involved in too many programs, and you direct your donors to many different things, it can create confusion or burnout, right? They don't know where to go or what to donate to. So if you can, if you're going to participate in some programs, just try to choose one that really calls out to you. The best way to earn donor trust is by having a good online presence, having your NEDDIE profile up to date, having your social media up to date, showcasing transparency, showcasing your results and how you put donations to use, having your website up to date. That's the biggest thing. If I'm going to be a donor, a big donor, I'm probably going to research and see, okay, I like this nonprofit, let me learn more about them. So you want to have all of those places prepared for Giving Tuesday, just in case they go out there and try to see everything you're doing. The other thing, and Jonita will talk more about this, but is start your marketing on time. Some people start marketing for Giving Tuesday on Giving Tuesday. That's not the way to do it. Other people are way ahead of you. You have to starting in November. Some people even start in October, but starting the 1st of November, just start marketing and ramp up as you go and get closer to the special day. But don't wait up, because it's not going to work if you do it on the same day. And like I said before, when JP was talking, use Giving Tuesday to your advantage. It's out there. Everyone is doing it. Use that marketing to your advantage, because people know that on that day, everybody's donating. And the last thing is, when I created NEDDIE, it was to help nonprofits get the exposure they deserve, because you are the ones that are in the front lines of change. I was once like you. I know that fundraising is never ending, still as a company is never ending. I wanted to give you relief from fundraising so you could focus on what's important, and that's your mission to help others. There are many companies out there that are incredible at helping nonprofits look better in front of donors, but they're not fixing the main issue, is how we can get constant donors, new ones, old ones, permanent ones. How can nonprofits continue growing with the ever-changing technology, even when you're in shortened staff or don't have enough bandwidth? So here at NEDDIE, we're addressing all those issues and we're bringing results. So remember to sign up at NEDDIE. It's completely free. Sign up, create your profile, and get ready for Giving Tuesday. I hope to see you all joining NEDDIE. Let me stop sharing here. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, you're welcome, Phoenix. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and write them down on the side. If not, that's fine. We will be sending you an email with all the links and resources, and also our contacts in case you need to talk or have a question. And now I'm going to pass it off to Jonita, that Jonita is going to be talking more in detail on how to create a really successful fundraiser during Giving Tuesday. Jonita.
Thank you so much, Laura. I have been enjoying it. I mean, I've been involved in Giving Tuesday for a very long time. I was working in nonprofit for 16 years, and that's how I met Giving Tuesday, and I fell in love with the movement. And today that I am a consultant in fundraising, it's one of my staples, like helping people be part of Giving Tuesday, because once you get to know Giving Tuesday, you're going to fall in love with the movement and you're going to be doing it forever. I guarantee you that. So now the part that I am going to be talking to you about, it's the more practical part of Giving Tuesday, because as JP mentioned before, you can do many things on Giving Tuesday. One of those things is the fundraising campaign. So the first thing that I want you to know is that Giving Tuesday is a fundraising campaign. So as such, you have to do certain things to guarantee that you have the most success that you can possibly have. So those of you that are going to do a fundraising campaign, you can raise your hand and say, I'm going to do a fundraising campaign, so I can have a taste of how many of you are planning on doing a fundraising campaign. So I can know, how to better address you with this. This is going to be very practical. I'm going to do 10 steps that you have to do to get the most successful campaign that you can have. So look for paper and pencil, because you're going to be writing down a few tips that I'm going to be giving you. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can guys see it. Can you see it? So yes. 10 steps for a successful fundraising campaign? First of all, when I was the director of Giving Tuesday Puerto Rico, I noticed that those campaigns that are more strategic about what they are asking for in a fundraising campaign are the most successful. For example, it's that you choose a program in your organization or a project, not asking for the whole organization, because this is going to be something that is going to help you with the strategies that you're going to be addressing. What are you going to do with your Giving Tuesday campaign? This is going to give you focus, like choose a program or a service instead of saying donate to the whole organization. So this is one thing that you have to sit down and really think about, because this is like the first step of the whole campaign. Once you understand what you are going to be doing for a fundraiser, you have to develop objectives, and they have to be smart objectives. You need to have like direction. What am I going to do with this? Do I want to have donors? Do I want to have new donors? Do I want to have awareness with this campaign? Do I want to have maybe volunteers? Or do I need some things like material things that I need, like computers or notebooks or whatever? You need to be smart about this. So this is going to be like step number 2. First, choose what you're going to be asking for, the program or the service, and then the objectives. And they have to be like, you have to measure them, and they have to be realistic. Because remember, this is one campaign, but it's a limited time. And if you haven't started yet, Giving Tuesday, it's in December 3, so you have 5 weeks to develop this campaign. And there's a lot of steps that you have to give. So the more specific you can get, the better the results are going to be. You have to have a fundraising goal. And this is something that not all the organizations do. And this is very important because you have to know what you are going to be working towards to. What's going to be your goal? And it has to be realistic, because remember, Giving Tuesday is one day. So you're not going to be asking for $100,000 for just one day. If you do get $100,000 in one day, you're going to be like the unicorn of fundraising. And I want you to contact me and tell me how you did it, because I have to know, because this is like something that it's not realistic. So my recommendation is that you start with something small based on your organization and your capability, and then work from that. What I do in the practice is that I have one fundraising goal for the public, and then I have a slighter, bigger one for me and my team. So we're going to be working toward, for example, if we say that we're going to be having a goal of $10,000, then inside the team is going to be having one of $15,000, for example, because we want to strive for a little bit more. But this fundraising campaign goal is going to help you, because as you see here, you see this thermometer. This is something that a lot of organizations use to hype the moment of how many donations do I have, and if I'm reaching my goal or not. And this is going to give you also content for social media, because you can have like the little thermometer on the post, like we're going over here, we're going over here, and it's creating hype. So this is something that it's also going to help you with social media. You need to have a working plan as well. And what I mean is that in this plan, you have to firstly like, okay, this is the time that I have left for the Giving Tuesday campaign. And these are the things that have to happen so that this campaign can go. For example, who is going to be responsible for what task? What is going to be happening? Are you going to be using social media? Are you going to involve the board? Are you going to be involving someone else? What is going to happen and when it's going to happen? Because remember, Giving Tuesday, it's not the only project that you are going to have. Because many of us that work in nonprofits know that we have a lot of hats all at the same time and a lot of responsibilities. So this is not going to be like your only thing. And you have to get organized about it. One of the tips that I do is, if, for example, if I need to have like meetings with the staff, I already send the invites on Outlook, so they have the time like locked for that meetings for it. That's one of the things that you have to do, but you have to get organized because otherwise this is not going to happen. So some of the things that are important in a campaign is the message. What is the message? What it's called, what fundraisers call the call to action. What do I want to happen? What do I want my donor to know? And this is very different from what you do with grants, because with grants, you do like percentage and you do like evidence-based and you do a lot of things to prove to the founder what you are going to be doing with your project. Here in fundraising, you have to connect emotionally with your donor. And with this message, it's how you're going to do that. There's going to be like specific things that you have to put into that message. For example, what do you want from them? What are you going to do? And how you are going to do it. Like, be very specific, but do a message that you can do the message and then ask people to hear it and ask them how do they feel about it. Do they connect it? And something that I do with my clients, since I mentioned before that I am a consultant, you have to be very aware of the words, of the lingo that you use, because sometimes there's some type of specific words that we use based on the cause that we are behind. And that doesn't necessarily mean that every donor that's going to hear that message is going to understand it. So you have to craft that message so that everybody can understand what you do. And that is really important with the call to action. Also, you have to design how you're going to move that campaign, because this is one of the things that happened. So with some of the campaigns when I was directing or was part of the leadership in Puerto Rico, some of the organizations created the campaign and maybe do 1 or 2 posts in social media, and that's it. I mean, you have to understand that Giving Tuesday, it's mostly, if you're going to do a fundraising campaign, it's an online campaign. Because I don't know if you guys, like, this is like a fun tidbit. Giving Tuesday was born from basically a hashtag. So it's really online what you are going to be moving. So it's like you have to see if you're going to use social media, if you're going to use email, for example, if you're going to use like good old-fashioned letters, like handwritten letters, if you're going to go to maybe a television channel, if you're going to do radio. I mean, how are you going to move that campaign? Because if you don't move it, you're not going to get the awareness. Donors are not going to be reached by the message that you want to give them. So all of this is part of the work plan that I mentioned before. This is something that you have to choose. And here also you have to see, because you need to understand and identify who is my donor, what people I want to reach with my message, because that's going to depend which social media you're going to use. Because generationally speaking, boomers are not in the same place as millennials, and millennials do not use the same social media as Generation X, for example. So you have to know which social media you're going to use, because part of the strategy is that sometimes you pay to push like for a post. So you're gonna be spending money. So you have to be wise on how you're going to be spending that push in social media and to where social media. If it's gonna be TikTok, is it going to be Twitter or X, that what is called right now, is gonna be Facebook, it's going to be any other type of social media. So that it's part of choosing what multimedia communication strategy you're gonna be using for your campaign. Another thing that you have to do is if you're going to use social media, you have to create a calendar of posts. Everything gears up to being organized for your campaign, and this is going to help you. And for those of you that haven't been able to interact with what a calendar, like social media calendar is, you have to put everything in the calendar, from the image that post is going to have, to the message, to the date that it's going to be being published, to the hour, who's going to be publishing it. everything. It's gonna be written down on that calendar because that's gonna save you time. And if you can schedule the posts better, you can schedule directly in the social media platform, or you can use something like Hootsuite, for example, that you can schedule that over there as well. JP talked a little bit about this, but you have to identify people that can help you spread the message. The board of directors is pivotal in doing this. They need to reach out to their contacts, and that this can be made by either they can make phone calls, or they can write emails, or they can even use the WhatsApp or the text message. The idea is that they help you move the campaign. And on those messages, make sure that you put the links to where do you want them to donate. You have to facilitate and does this like really easily for them with just one click that they can do the donation. Also, colleagues, the staff of your organization can be your champions and they can help you move this further. Influencers, Laura was talking about influencers for good. So this is something that works. If you find an influencer that can push your campaign further, it's gonna get more audience and it's gonna translate to more donations and even more awareness. Because if donors don't know who you are, they are not going to be donating to you because they don't know you exist. So part of being part of Giving Tuesday, it's the awareness that you're gonna get, that people are gonna know who you are and what you do. And if you have the opportunity to have journalists or reporters or be part of a TV channel, do that because it's gonna be helping you spread the knowledge of your campaign further. This is something that I really stress about Giving Tuesday and the fundraising campaigns that you do, because you get new donors. And even if you have donors that are recurrent, you need to thank them because they don't have any type of responsibility to be donating to you. They chose to donate to your cause because they believe in your cause. So say thank you to them. And you can do this by handwritten notes from the board, or even make a post and have a shout out at them, or maybe reach out via phone. But that thank you, it's very important. And that it's also gonna open you the doors to have a relationship with your donors, because you want to have them as part of your donors like all year long. And that happens with relationships. And this is a very important opportunity for you to start that relationship with your donors. So this thank you, it's something that has to happen with the donors that you have on Giving Tuesday. And share the results. Do a post, hype. I mean, was like I said before with the thermometer, like hype them on how you are on your campaign. When your campaign ends, say thank you on your social media and put what you earned in the donations. Like, for example, what you guys are seeing here. It's awareness for you, and it says that you are being transparent as an organization, that you are having like good practices, like saying thank you, this is what with your help, this is what we reach in our fundraising campaign, and say what you're going to do with that. And further down the road, when you do what you said you were going to do on the fundraising campaign, post that as well. Thanks to Giving Tuesday, we were able to do this and this and that, and put pictures, because that is going to help you be more transparent and reach out more, and people know that what they donate to you, you put it to good use, and that it's going to promote more donations in further ahead. And this is like a little freebie for you guys, and this Laura talked a little bit about this. Try to experiment with Giving Tuesday, because Giving Tuesday is intentionally the first Tuesday after Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the other, this hype of consumerism. It happens for a reason. And it's also the start of the giving season, like the end of the year campaigns. And statistically, those months are the months with more donations. So you can use your Giving Tuesday campaign to kick off your end of year campaign. You already have the hype. You already have the donors looking at what you're doing. You already have the algorithms in your social media going crazy because of all the interaction that is happening. So use that as part of the benefit of your end of year campaign. A few tips before I end my presentation. You have to understand that Giving Tuesday does not do the fundraising for the organization. The organization is responsible to do their own fundraising. What Giving Tuesday does is it gives you the platform and the noise of being part of Giving Tuesday. And something that I didn't mention, when you are doing the post in social media, Giving Tuesday has some hashtags. And they are always looking out for those hashtags because the persons that use that work the social media and Giving Tuesday sometimes take posts from the organizations and share them on their media. But they only can do that if you use the hashtags or you tag them on your posts. That's the only way that they can see. So do that, because if you get to be, promoted in the Giving Tuesday, even if it's a story on the Giving Tuesday official page in social media, you're gonna get a lot of awareness and a lot of public. So don't forget to use the hashtags. And the most important thing, remember, Giving Tuesday is on December 3. So you have roughly 5 weeks and a little bit more to do your campaign. So do that as soon as possible, because as Laura said, if you do your campaign more close to Giving Tuesday, the less time you give your campaign the opportunity to go further. So do that with as much time as you can. So this is a little bit of inspiration. These are a lot of logos from Giving Tuesday for around the world. Use your creativity, get inspired, visit the pages of other Giving Tuesdays around the world and see what they are doing, because it is a fundraising campaign, but you can do so much more with your fundraising campaign to create impact and experiment. And above all, have fun. That day is very hype. You are very excited. You're very happy. So do that. Like, look around and have a feel of what others are doing with Giving Tuesday. You're gonna get inspired. So thank you so much for this space. This is my contact. What I do as part of my consultancy is help organizations do the fundraising campaign. So if you need me, if you have any doubts or questions, these are my contacts. Just reach me out. And happy Giving Tuesday, people. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Janita. Thank you so much. This was great. All the information you gave was so important. And even me, I was like, that sounds good for us to do too. I have a question here, how we can convince companies to join the movement and create marketing campaign, because most of the companies, I think it says at the end of the year, don't have money or resources. I kind of understand, but I think that is more towards you, Jonita or JP. So what do you guys think, how to respond to that question?
I think that what you have to do, this has a lot to do with creating relationships. The strategy is really important here. So it has to be part of your all year long strategy for fundraising campaigns. But if that hasn't been done and you are talking about this Giving Tuesday campaign, you can, first of all, start looking in your board. If there is someone in your board that knows someone on a company that can be part of your donor pool. If not, you can go to the staff and ask around. And don't underestimate the power of the secretary of the place, because that can be your best friend. And go and ask them, like, let them know you as an organization, what you do. Have, if you can, have an in-person meeting so they can get to know you, and get to that meeting without any type of expectation, because sometimes the companies know what you want, and that it's ask for money. And sometimes they put up a barrier because they know that you only want them to give you money. But instead, like, shift the focus and ask them to be your collaborators, that you're giving them the opportunity to create impact in your community. Like, shift a little bit the message, and that it's gonna open more doors instead of asking just for the donation. The donation is gonna come eventually, but that approach helps me a lot get to the corporate door.
Yeah, I was going to add, I don't know if JP has a take on this, but I was going to ask, sometimes we tend to focus on bigger companies like, oh, how can I get Microsoft to donate on Giving Tuesday? They're probably not going to get us involved during that time because they do have their days of giving in other months. So I think Microsoft does it like with Benevity, and they do it in October, and Amazon has it in another way. So also look at smaller companies, mom and pop shops that are smaller companies that always want to get involved in get also like some marketing for them of saying like, hey, the restaurant or the little market on this at the end of the street gave our nonprofit X amount of money during Giving Tuesday, and you can announce it, and is awareness, for people to know that that business donated to you guys, and it's awareness also for your cause. So also look at smaller companies. Sometimes we tend to focus in the big ones and the ones that have the big money, but you don't never know how many smaller companies want to also get involved. JP, do you have anything?
Well, yeah, I can add, but I will have to leave as soon as I finish
Yes,
talking. But actually, I had another call running place, and we have the one in Spanish starting in 20 minutes, right? But very briefly, and I don't want to hide anything from you all, from all of you. Engaging companies is probably one of the hardest things to do when running a Giving Tuesday campaign. It is hard, it is difficult, and it has always been. Whoever mentioned here and made the question is correct. I mean, sometimes they just don't have the resources to give. So we can try to engage them in many other ways. For example, we can try to engage their staff members, their employees, their volunteer time. Many companies actually let their staff do volunteer work. Many companies actually let their staff use their structure to support nonprofits. Have open doors, for example, or have their employees going to visit your organization or to support your cause. So there are many ways that we can engage companies. We can have companies sharing our message to their clients, to their suppliers, to their structure, through their comms structure. So there are many ways we can engage companies. It's not usually the easiest one, the easiest partner to have, but it's a great partner, reliable one, that if we actually succeed in building up a partnership, can last for a while and support our cause in our community. But I really have to go now. Sorry for
Thank
that,
you so
Laura
much,
and Stephanie.
JP, and thank you, Jonita and Stephanie, and everybody that was here. Thank you so much. We will be sending you all the materials and resources via email. So thank you so much for being part of this webinar. Hope you learned a lot. Bye-bye.